You know what kills culture faster than burnout, quiet quitting, and even bad coffee? It's trust debt. It's when leaders say one thing and they do another. When promises pile up, but delivery doesn't. It's when your employees stop believing the "we'll sort it out soon" speech. Hi, I'm Sharon, the Culture Catalyst, and welcome to my Culture in Action series, where I help you to spot the gaps, make the shifts, and build a thriving team in under 10 minutes. Every broken promise adds a little more interest, and eventually the debt comes calling. Trust debt builds quietly. It starts with small things. A policy that you said you'd update but still hasn't been done. A career pathway that has just never materialized. Or it could be the meeting where feedback was invited, you chose to ignore it. Now, none of these seem catastrophic at the time, but culture doesn't collapse overnight. It erodes. Engagement isn't the only casualty. Energy also is. If you think of trust like a shared bank account between yourself and your team, every act of consistency, transparency, and follow through is a deposit into that account. And every gap between a word and an action acts like a withdrawal. The problem is, most leaders think they've got a really healthy balance, but in their team's experience, it's far from it. Trust debt is what makes good strategies fail because nobody backs a vision they don't believe in. It turns every change into a negotiation and every message into just noise. So, I'm going to give you 3 real life examples of trust debt just to help you understand what I mean. Here's what it looks like in real life. Example 1, that will definitely communicate more about this pledge. Weeks go by, still silence, and the result? Eye rolling, not by. Example 2, and believe me, I have seen this happen so many times. It's the "we really care about your well being" on an email that lands in your inbox at 11 p.m. at night. You just hit instant trust overdraft. And this is my personal favourite. Well, our door is always open, but somehow that leads to really closed conversations. Employees stop knocking. They aren't bothered to step over the threshold because they know it won't make a difference. The door is open, but nobody's home, so to speak. When you know you've got trust debt, it shows up in things like sarcasm, throwaway comments that are a slight dig at what the business is all about. Disengagement. Your surveys will start to dip. And the new sport within the corporate world that I like to call meeting avoidance. They'll come up with every excuse not to be there just because they're not bothered anymore. So, how do you pay back a trust debt? Here's one way you could do that. Make a list of all your promises that you've made to your team in your business. Those things that you've said publicly or in team meetings, then clock and check off what's actually been done about them. Secondly, you should really own your previous misses. A quick and honest, "we said we'd deal with this, we haven't yet, and here's why," does more good for trust than silence ever will. Don't hold back just because you've not fixed it yet. Let people in to you developing the solutions and at least let them know something is happening. And thirdly, rebuild small. Trust isn't restored by grand gestures. It's built in those small micro moments of consistency, of credibility, and of clarity. And you must remember this: your culture doesn't run on the vision statement, it runs on trust. Trust really is the emotional currency of leadership. When trust is high, mistakes that are made just become lessons. When it's low, even the good news sounds suspicious. If you found this useful, hit the follow and subscribe button. Share with a leader who might find it helpful too. If you'd like the full Culture Shift Blueprint, there'll be a link in the description for a free 1 hour training webinar. And you can also get access to my ebook. Don't forget, culture doesn't shift when you make promises. Culture shifts when you keep them. See you next time.